Okay, so this video is going to be some mobilizations for the foot and ankle. So this first one will be the ankle itself. So I'm just going to roll this up a little bit so you can see better. But what we want here is we want to get a good clean seam here, right where the foot blends into the ankle there. Basically the top of the foot, the talus bone, has to kick back. Your tibia, your shin bone is going to drive forward, but there's also a rotational component to this. So we want to have that distal fibula on the outside, that bump on the outside, that has to kind of pull back a little bit. So basically you're getting this twist, so your shin bone is kind of turning in and that's pulling back a little bit throughout. So we want to just have that kind of that leverage through there. So I'm going to take this strap. You could use a heavier TheraBand as well. A length of rope might work a little, to some degree, but you want something kind of flatter because you want it to kind of better conform to the contours of your foot and that. There's a lot of little curves and bends and things. But I'm going to put this kind of right at the arch in the middle to start. And I want to think about like if you have much of an arch at all here, you want to just imagine like where the height of that arch would be. So it's slightly back towards your ankle. It's not quite in the middle of that, but it's a little bit back here, if you can see that. Let's scoot forward just a little bit. Oh, maybe that won't work. I'm gonna scoot back. All right, there we go. So I'm gonna think about that kind of coming across there. I'm gonna loop that on the inside and around back here because I want that one to catch the outer part of the fibula down there on the outside of that foot. So kind of like on the front side of this, pull it back and around. Meanwhile, this one's kind of more pulling straight up, which turns that foot in. So I'm leveraging through my elbow here. I'm in a seated position so I can get a sense of that. This is gonna pull across here, or I can adjust it so wherever it feels right for you. I can even use my other leg here to stabilize that one. And I'm just gonna kind of try to slide my butt if you can, and start to put a little weight into that foot. Just don't slide off your chair. Make sure the chair's not moving either. And I'm just leveraging and anchoring through my heel, at least the outer heel and the big toe knuckle, to kind of get that bend. And then this can be progressed to standing or having your foot up on a step and doing the same thing, which would look like that's a pretty high step, but it would be maybe first or second step to guide that with that. So the next one we're gonna do is more the foot. And so you can do this with your bare hands, but it's a little easier when you have a strap to help guide things along. So basically, if I'm doing this leg here, I'm gonna cross my leg over like this. I would imagine my heel, if I grab that with the opposite hand, like so, and then this same side hand of this leg, the foot I'm stretching, is gonna come across here towards my pinky, and I'm gonna use my thumb maybe if you're okay with that, or just use the pad here to guide the knuckle kind of down, the big toe knuckle, as I kind of twist like I'm wringing out a towel. If you can, you wanna keep your toes kind of up a little bit so it's neutral. If you have hip mobility, this is also where the strap will come in handy. So if you're tight in your hips, you may not be able to reach, or you have other issues with reaching. So again, I'm gonna take my strap here, and I'm gonna think about kind of a twisting motion like this. So the strap that's on the inside of my foot's gonna come across on the inside close to the leg, other one across like so. I can do this sitting or standing or with my leg crossed. So it just extends the reach basically. So I can kind of pull the heel up and in and this one out and to twist. And again, like you can give more length so that way it's not so much in my hip. Or I can put that foot flat on the ground, which again, you might not be able to see there. So let's put that back a little. There we go. All right, so I'm back far enough here. Yeah, might still have trouble seeing that, but I'll hold it up, okay? So again, I'm twisting through here and trying to plant through my outer heel, inner big toe knuckle, maybe with a little weight on it, and then trying to guide that across, maybe even coming around like I did in the other one. I'm focusing more on that arch lift, and then that knuckle, that also works fairly well. So kind of similar, but I'm not lunging forward as much here. I'm just trying to get that tension and that as I load, that lift almost the outer of my foot to drive that big toe knuckle down as I keep that heel locked in. Actually, might be able to get all of them here to some extent. So you can play around with that and see what you can do, just trying to better understand the mechanics and the loading pattern there to balance things out a bit.